and the technicals are also important because they are hiring for you for your department, the department you are sitting for, be it F&B, sales, HR. First and foremost, the interviews are the core thing or the key thing which one should focus in the third year. For we should definitely keep the grind alive, like the Gen Z lingo, but we should not let the it take.
Hello and welcome back to another catch-up session. This is your host Anisha. And just like our drill, today also we are going to chat with one of our alumni of Young Leaders Bootcamp. So without wasting any more time, let me welcome Ishaan Chakraborty with us. Hi Ishaan, good evening.
Good evening, ma'am. How are you doing?
I'm great. How are you, Ishaan?
Yeah, I'm fine as well.
Right. First of all, Ishan, thank you so much for joining us, for taking out some time and being here with us, and informing us about the interview and everything that we are going to discuss in the session. Before proceeding with the session, why don't we get to know a bit more about who Ishan is?
Yeah, sure. So, good evening, ma'am, and good evening, everyone who's watching this catch-up session. I'm Ishaan Chakraborty from the land of Durga Puja, which is Kolkata, West Bengal. I have done my schooling from Salt Lake CS School, which is in Salt Lake, and I have done my IT from Hyatt Regency, Kolkata. My hobbies include beatboxing and writing poems occasionally. Yes.
Lovely. Can we also accept a beatboxing performance by end of the session?
Yeah, sure. Anytime.
Lovely, lovely. All right, Ashan. Thank you for sharing that with us. Let's get into the session with the first question of so when your placement season came, what all companies you sat for the interview purpose?
Yeah, so there were lots of companies which came around 60 plus, I would say, have come as we are talking right now. Uh, I sat for around 20 companies, I would say, the major hotels like the ITC, Oberoi, Taj, Lalit, Hyatt, and Marriott, and some retails as well, like the Starbucks, the EHV. They operate a chain of premium fine dining restaurants. And TFS also, the travel food services. They operate many QSR food stores or small retails, I would say, in the airports, highways, and railways. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. And so currently, because I know your interviews and everything is still going on, and we got you in between. But
Yeah.
what all brands do you have in hand, and what are you finally going to join? Have you decided yet?
As of now, I have two brands in my hand, I would say. The Greenpark HOT, Greenpark Hotels and Resorts. And they are a south-based hotel chain operating around 8 to 10 hotels as of now. And there is the TFS MT, or as they say, the Graduate Accelerate Program, or GAP. Yeah. And I'm planning to join Greenpark as of now because it's a five-star property, really nice one, I would say.
Lovely. Congratulations on that, Ishan, first of all.
Thank you so much.
Amongst these competition, it's very difficult to make yourself stand out and grab a job, but definitely congratulations on that. Um, Let me also ask you, so these two brands you already have offer letters for. What other brands
Yes.
you sat for? Like what are the number of brands you sat for exactly?
Exactly, I sat for 17, I would say. That the Taj, actually, the results are pending. I have given 4 rounds of interviews. The last one was the GM round. The results for two of their programs are pending, the HOMT and the HOT. Yeah,
Mhm.
that, that's for now.
So Taj is in the waiting list of yours. Okay.
Yes, it is.
Okay. Tell me more about the interview processes that these. So, help me understand about Taj as well, Green Park and TFS separately. What was the interview structure for these brands for?
Okay, sure. So first of all, the Taj, going with the Taj one, we at first we had the GD. The GD was based on case studies from different departments, be it housekeeping, F&B, or kitchen. Luckily, so one of the case studies that Mr. Vikram Kukreja did with us, we solved that. It came in the GD, so I was able to ace that. So past that, we had the online round. It was actually an aptitude kind of thing, aptitude test. There were some GK questions like the puzzle, plow, horse, dog one, and some from the department to check your departmental knowledge. After that, the third round was the technical assessment round, which was to just see how much do you know about your core department. Mine is the F&B service, so about that, and some questions here and there from the interpersonal part, like did you observe any Taj properties in that place where you went to for vacation or sightseeing recently, or any latest news which you have heard nationally or internationally. Then there is the and the last one as of now, which is the GM round. Uh, it had three members: Mr. Saurabh Mitra, um, Miss Soumya, and Reshmi Paul Patra. All of them being from the L&D background. They took around 10 to 15 minutes of interview. It was a total interpersonal, nothing from the technical GK or CA. But they did ask me about the LA fire, the LA wildfire which happened recently. And they asked me that some wildfire which occurred recently, where did it occur? What were the details? So reading papers really helped. Yeah. And then coming to the TFS one, the travel food services. At first, they had the GD. It was a random topic, so went through that. Then we had the PPT round. It was we had to present a PPT on our IT, which all things we learned, which all things we noticed which were not up to the mark and can be improved at our hotel where we did the IT. And then there were cross questioning, of course. At some points, when they thought that this part is not right, or someone was explaining it in a really different manner, which didn't strike them or wasn't ideal according to them, they just put a question through, and so we had to answer it with a flow. We don't have to get nervous and all. So that's all. After that, the offer letters came, and it was the end for TFS. Then comes the Greenpark Hotels and Resorts. They had the GD and the PI, the basic structure. After the PI, they forwarded people for MT, and if it was HOT, then they said congratulations, you have been selected for the HOT. Yeah, that's all.
Lovely. Too many questions coming in my mind from what you said. Let me take them one by one. So this entire
Sure.
process was very rigorous, right? Multiple times interviews were happening, right? When you talk about aptitude test, right?
Yes.
How, and you also talked about that they asked you a general knowledge question. How aware are you with the current
Mhm.
affairs happening, right? How important is it, Ishan, from a for a student to keep themselves, updated with the current affairs?
Yes, so current affairs is really important. Like it's actually a crucial part. You can't go to the interviews without that. GD, you might crack if you don't go through the current affairs, the newspapers through the app or the physical newspaper. But it's really important from the PI and onwards, because they will ask you something from the GK, be it something you heard or some news in particular. So we must be prepared at all times for that. So it's a crucial thing. Just going through it, the main things, not the regional part, I would say that much, but the business part, then the sports, of course, and the political matters, the international affairs, and all. Yeah.
All right, not equipping yourself with the gossip news, but with the more political and business and world perspective of it, right?
Exactly so.
Um,
Yeah.
you were talking about the JD because GD, right? Because group discussions are mostly the first round of interview that happens, right? Two very
Yes.
interesting fact that we have seen, been in the industry for 4 years now. First, group discussion are mostly case study based, right?
Mm.
And second, this is an elimination round also, right?
Yes.
So, and you have to make yourself stand out in the crowd of 15 to 20 people, right? So how did you prepare for case studies, and would you think is a necessary skill that you have to equip yourself when we are talking about case studies?
Yes. So related to case studies, coming to that, so case studies, we have to go through a lot of case studies. Like there are many instances from IT also. You can just pick up some instance where you felt like you weren't able to solve that in a really well manner or really thorough manner. Or if you are able to do that, then also it's good because you have a really solid structure to that, how you solved it, how it was, like full credit goes to your side. Like it's really important that you come up with some case study of your own and just write it down. Take some case studies from here and there, ask your faculties, ask your mentors. They will help you out also. And then just going through it, there are various solutions, not just one, two, or three, as we know. So related to that, solving case studies multiple times. Sometimes the news from the newspaper also helps, being aware. Like there was one instance, just deviating a little bit. There was one GD topic, advantages and disadvantage of social media. So in the advantage, I said that it really helps us connect in a way that we can just go through or really come about in a good cause. Like, um, for instance, after the Christmas, the Maidan area of Kolkata, it was really in a really bad mess. Like people partied, they went for picnicking, and then they just put everything, the garbage on the ground, and they just left like it's not their responsibility or anything. So a group of people came and put a Facebook post regarding that. And then around 100 people reacted to that, and they just came and just cleaned the whole area. And it was a really good cause to that. So it's like that, these small nitty gritties which come into play when it comes to GD. Yeah.
Definitely. And when you give such current affair life examples, it always strike the mind of the moderator or someone who is at the GD, right? Lovely, lovely.
Yeah.
Um, so, Ishaan, you were a part of Young Leaders Bootcamp, our flagship program for the management trainee interviews, right?
Yes, for the Maybach, yeah.
Yeah, right, for the May. So, Ishaan, help me understand what were the challenges you were facing when you thought of starting the preparation for your interviews that made you choose a program like Young Leaders Bootcamp?
Yeah, sure. So the main challenge was that my communication skills weren't up to the mark at all. Like I used to stutter a lot. My English wasn't at par with the other batchmates who were excelling in various subjects. Like they were able to communicate their thoughts out loud. Like they were really there, present with the faculties, with the industry people at their IT. I wasn't able to do that. So I really felt like somewhere I need to improve. And I came across a social media post regarding this MT program. Like we can really help ourselves by enrolling into this program. We can improve our communication skills, our posture, our body language, our hand gestures. Everything comes into play in communication skills. It's not just effectively speaking good English. So it really helped me out in that way. And cracking GD also, the case studies, or handling the panel of interviewers or panelists in a really calm and composed way, not breaking tantrums or anything. Yeah, it really helped a lot.
No, definitely. I can relate to it because a lot of students who came to us two major problems with them is that the challenges that they face is first communication, right? And it's just not spoken English. It's the way you communicate, how effectively you are communicating. And second, I believe, was the point that you said, that getting nervous, getting anxious in
Yes.
front of a panel, right? Here at Young Leaders Bootcamp, we make you practice GDs. I believe, Ishaan, you yourself had practiced 20 plus group discussion topics, right? Which
For
make
sure. Yeah. 30 plus also, I would say.
right. Okay, I am giving 20 plus essay, but you know the number yourself. But when you practice, because practice is something that will make you better, the challenges you're facing, right? And when you are talking about being calm and composed in front of a panel, that comes when you give mock interviews, that too with industry experts, right? So you must have sit with few mock interviews with the industry expert, and you must have also improved in that duration, that this is what I did wrong, let me not repeat this in my real interview, right? Please
Sure.
add on if I missed something, or if you want to, add or subtract anything in this.
Yeah, sure. The mock interviews helped a lot because the mentors, be it Vikram sir himself as the chief mentor or the other mentors there, they really put the exact amount of pressure on you so that you can really feel like it's an interview room and not just a class or some mock setup. It's the real thing you feel like. So it really helps a person excel and really get used to the environment and the situation, like how to overcome that anxiousness and really come around.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very interesting. We are talking about the feeling of anxiousness or the nervous feeling. We cannot not be nervous when going in for an interview, right? So, Ishan, what was your mantra? Do you follow any technique that help you calm down before your interview?
Yes, there is one small thing that I really feel like doing or I do in a routine manner before entering, especially for the PI, because GD actually is not that hard that you need to really prepare yourself. You just need a calm and composed stature and logical thought process. But the PI is totally different. You have 2 to 3 panelists who have 10 plus 20 plus years of experience. So before entering that room, I just talk to myself for 1 or 2 minutes, like, you need to calm down. This is a golden opportunity for you to excel in your career and really make a name for yourself. The more you get nervous, the more there are chances of you really messing up the interview. So that's really not a thing to do. Just calming yourself and making yourself understand, the self introspection, as sir used to say. So that's a key point.
Very interesting. So, positive affirmations you used to do, positive talking you used to do, which helps you. This also reminds me of one of the students in his feedback video said that Vikram, the chief member of the program, used to tell him, बोलेगा तो शायद इंटरव्यू निकल जाए, नहीं बोलेगा तो कोई चांस ही नहीं है, right? So speak,
Yeah.
try. At least you will not feel ki, oh, kash ho jata, right? So very well said, Ishan, that speak good to yourself. Speak positive, because you are the only one going to do it. Nobody else is going to do it for you, right? But yeah, lovely. Yeah, let's not divert from our topic, but coming back to what we
Sure.
were discussing.
Yeah.
Um, so you are now going to join the industry, right? And you are going to be the future leader of the industry. Help me understand, what were your key learnings from this entire interview process of yours, from this entire duration of preparation you had?
Yeah, sure. So some key learnings from the interview where sometimes we feel really nervous. We look up at the ceiling. We shake our hands and legs. We start perspiring or sweating. So we need to avoid all that because the believe it or not, the interviewers also really observe that. They really see what is all happening with this interviewee or the person in front of them. Like I remember one instance in the EHV interview, the one I spoke about earlier. The interviewer asked me all of a sudden, Ishaan, are you nervous? Um, I I was really shocked, like, what is he talking about? Then I really understood later on that I was sweating like anything in that interview, be it due to the humid weather or due to some problem in the skin or something. I was really sweating like anything compared to others. So we really need to keep a check on that and prevent those from happening. And sometimes we need to really create answers on the spot. Like everything you can prepare um, beforehand. Like some questions, some interpersonal questions, you can really keep it structured, keep it to the point, to the T, they say. But some questions, some answers to the questions need to be created on the spot. Like what do you, how does hospitality connect to you, or why hospitality? Sometimes you need to add some things here and there to make the answer really connect with the panelists, I would believe. Yeah.
Hmm. Hmm.
Mhm.
Interesting. Very interesting. Um, so let me, you were sharing a lot of instances from the interview times, right? Let me also ask you this. Was there any peculiar question, a very weird question that was thrown at you, and you were like, how do I answer this? And then you managed somehow. Was there any weird question that you got in the interview?
um, Weird question.
You can take a minute to think. Was there any different
Yeah.
question that you were not expecting and was thrown at you?
Yeah, there was some not weird, I would say, but um, it really shocked me, or just I took some time to think about it. Like it came out of the blue. Like in the Taj interviews in the GM round, they asked, what other interview did you find really interesting, or which went really good for you, except the Taj ones.
Mm,
So when I mentioned that Greenpark was the one because they didn't ask about the technicals and all, then they came up with a cross question that you said Greenpark was a better one because they didn't go for the technicals, but you are emphasizing on the technicals when you are talking about hiring management trainees. They asked a question that give us 4 to 5 points on the basis of which you would hire management trainees if you were given a program to run. So I really took some time and then thought that yes, there are some things that might not be our ideals. Like I really connected with Green Park, but that doesn't make it my ideal, or I don't really go with that. There are many things that we feel attracted to, or which really catches our eye, but that doesn't mean that we really go with it all the time.
mm.
That's how I managed it actually.
I think this is also a part of a situation handling question that was thrown at you. Act as a manager, act as a GM,
Mhm.
and tell us the solution of this problem. And here in Young Leaders Bootcamp, case studies, role play, situation handling are very important, and they are emphasized on. Because trust me, first, you are very nervous in your interviews. Second, random questions like this can take you for a toll, right? So it's very important to prepare
Sure.
yourself for these kind of questions, right? Lovely, lovely. Um, Ishan, give me an insight into how important technicals are for your interviews.
Okay. So technicals are of course a crucial part again. Except the GK and CA, then and the technicals are also important because they are hiring for you for your department, the department you are sitting for, be it F&B, sales, HR, or the kitchen. So technicals are a really important, really important, I would say, criteria. on the basis of which they are hiring you. So it must be of top-notch level as far as you can go through in your department. For me, it's F&B, so it would be the 17 course menu, the alcoholic beverages, non-alcoholic ones, some recipes of famous cocktails, the classic ones like daiquiri, then the whiskey sour, old fashioned, and others.
Hmm. Okay. Understand. Okay. How did you prepare for your technicals? Did you read all the books from the first years?
Uh, no, not all the books, but the important ones for sure. Like at first, of course, the 17 course, as I said, then the beverages come into play. Mainly the manufacturing process of the champagne, the method de champenois. Then the wine, different kinds of wine, the rosé wine, white wine, red wine, their storing temperatures, and then the liaison departments also a little bit. For F&B, it's kitchen, and then vice versa.
Hmm.
So from kitchen also the accompaniments like with buttered chicken, of course, some tandoori bread, like the tandoori roti or naan would go well, like
Right.
that. We need to take care of that also. So, just those important things and some basics, of course, just the real basic things like table setup, the height of the chair, where does the spoon go, where does the fork go, the types of glasses in which different kinds of drinks are served. Yeah, that's.
Lovely, lovely. So you are saying be equipped with the right knowledge about your department, right? And also the connecting departments. So literally
Sure.
everything you have to equip yourself with. Right. Understandable. Right. All right. Thank you, Ishan, for that insight. This brings me to the question, and this would rather be the last question. Second last question, let's say. So let me ask you. So you did Young Leaders Bootcamp, right? What was your favorite part of the program that you enjoyed?
The favorite part would be the preparation for the further rounds, I would say, because those were really interesting. For different companies, it's different styles in which Sir was teaching us. So it was really a unique thing to really witness, I would say. Like for there was the Taj GM round, then there is the corporate round for Hyatt. All are taking place at the same time. So um, taking care of all that, sir, really multitasking like anything. It was something really looking forward to, or really inspiring, I would say. We would love to see ourselves as as so skilled or multi-talented like sir.
Trust
Yeah.
me, you are, and with time and experience, you will get there, and we all will get there. But no, definitely, when we are talking about brands like the 1% in the industry, right? The Oberoi, Taj, Leela, Marriott, all these brands look for people who are very aware with the brands also, and how you are, crafting your answers uh, in respect to that, right? So definitely, and I believe the sessions
Sure.
you're talking about are practice sessions, right? So practice sessions,
Yeah, practice sessions regarding particular rounds of those brands. Yeah.
right? No, brand preparation is very important. If you want to get placed with a good brand preparation is indeed very important. And yeah, I believe it's glad to hear this from you because it makes me very happy. It makes the team very happy that students like you, and you are super active throughout. Let me tell you, every workshop that we do, every session that we do, I can spot Ishan there. You are super active throughout. Let me appreciate
Thank you
you.
so much. Yeah, I have to
Right.
say.
I know Vikram and I were having a word, and I was like, Ishan is super active in today's session also. You were super active, and I was like, let me give Ishan a call. Right. And yeah, it makes me feel very happy to see students like you being super active, engaged with us, and reaching heights. Yeah. So let me ask you on this note, let me ask you the last question for the session. If a junior comes to you, right? Or someone who's going to sit for them interviews, management trainee interviews, what is that one piece of advice you can give that person?
Yes. So just one thing. Instead of one, I would love to give two because there are two crucial things I would love to talk about. So first, first and foremost, the interviews are the core thing or the key thing which one should focus in the third year. For sure, like the partying, the friends, girlfriend or boyfriend, they can take a back seat during this 1 year because the interviews won't come. You won't get so much opportunity to sit for so many interviews with such ease. Like college is organizing all these interviews for you. You just need to come groomed and just sit for those. Like this is such an ease, such a really calm environment from your college only, so you know the whole campus. So it's a really good thing, and you should take it seriously, of course. After that, after the interviews, you can continue with all those things I mentioned. And second, this one is really crucial, and I believe really less talked about actually. Some of our third years used to talk about this. So we should we should definitely keep the grind alive, like the Gen Z lingo, but we should not let the it take a toll on us. Like there is a heavy toll which the campus drive, which our college says in their terminology. The campus drive really takes a mental toll on the students, like they aren't getting placed, and one after another the empties are going. So it shouldn't be like that. You are getting depressed, you are crying out there at 2 a.m., 3 a.m. at night. It shouldn't be like that because there are ample chances, ample empties out there. Just you need to crack one. So just keep pushing hard and be confident, be positive, and keep talking to yourself whenever required, of course, as I talked earlier. And don't lose hope because when there is hope, there is a way. Yeah, that's it.
Lovely. I really like the perspective where you said that, campus is the only time where you are getting the chance to sit for interviews where companies are coming to you, right? And later in life, you
Yes,
will be running to companies and everything. So use this opportunity very wisely. Very well said, Ishan. It's a very different perspective. I was pondering, I'm still trying to digest that, comment of yours, but it's very different to look at the student also think this way, because I never thought that student could think that way. But lovely, lovely. And you were saying something about facing rejection and everything. This entire process is full of rejections for everybody, right? How did you
yes.
manage through this?
Oh, really wonderful question, ma'am. So, yeah, I really there are multiple things you can do whenever you face a rejection. I did two, three things. Like first, I talked to myself that this isn't the end of the road. There are ample companies left, ample hotels taking MTs, HOTs, and whatnot. So I don't need to get disheartened or disappointed with me that am just nothing. This went really bad and all. If this doesn't work, then you have your friends, of course, your core group. Like you just go to them, your close friends, have a chat regarding something other than studies, just to divert your mind, really refreshen yourself up. The mind needs to recharge after that rejection, so that you really come up at top whenever you sit for the next interview. And third, and this is a really underrated one, I would say. That keeping your hobbies, like continuing your hobbies if you have one, and if you don't have one, really cultivate one hobby before the third year because the interviews would come, you won't get time to culture a new hobby. So I have multiple hobbies. It keeps me occupied throughout all my free time. So it really helps me come out of the depression, that negative mindset that I'm not worth it or I'm not up to that level, I would say. Yeah.
No, definitely. When you talk about hobbies, you doing beatbox amid all the mindset, I can imagine you doing that. But
Yeah.
no, Very interesting, very interesting. And everything comes with, just want to add here that everything, whatever you said, everything comes also add that you are reflecting on the rejection you faced. Reflection is very important. And certainly, you cannot do anything about what has happened, but calm yourself. The brain, the body needs to recharge. Very well said, Ishaan. Lovely. It was
Yeah,
great talking to you. Had so many insightful, talks from you here. Thank you so much for joining us, Ishaan, and taking out time and
yeah.
imparting your knowledge to us. But it was
It's a pleasure.
pleasure.
Yeah,
It was pleasure hosting you, and let me, because a lot of your results are also pending. Let me wish you whatever the best to you comes to you, right? Whatever is best for you comes to you, and yeah, I hope to see you again sometime. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful day ahead. Have a very
yeah.
good.
Same to you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ishaan.